afternoon, Your Honor. Daniel Magoo.
All right. Mr. Gu, you are representing yourself. I do have to apprise you that you are before the court on charge of resisting and obstructing a police officer. That is a high court misdemeanor, or what technically is known as a high court misdemeanor and or felony, punishable by up to 2 years, $2,000 fine plus court costs. There are great perils in representing yourself in this. You have to understand that I am going to treat you the same as though you know the laws and the rules of evidence. I will not treat you worse because you are not represented. I will not treat you better or grant any favors or try to clarify anything for you. If for whatever reason during any point in this proceeding you wish to be represented by counsel and cannot afford to hire counsel, counsel will be appointed to represent you. As I have in the past hearings asked you to acknowledge what I've said, I'm going to only indicate that I believe that you understand English. You believe that the words that I have said to you are understood, so that we don't get into, you need to remove the gum from your mouth.
Mr. McGower is back, and he is about to find out why he needs legal representation so bad. If this is your first video on my channel, this is a part 2 of a video that we did a little bit back ago, and Daniel Magoo is an absolute idiot. He refuses to answer Judge Simpson's questions, and he is just a very smug, smart a-hole that thinks he is above everybody else. But as you can see, that was a rough start for Mr. Magoo here, and honestly, it's so weird saying that name because it's just a weird name. It was a bad start for Mr. Magoo. I mean, he was literally chewing gum in a courtroom while he has no representation. You need legal representation, guys. Like, please do not do what Mr. Magoo is doing here. But enough of my talking here. Let's go ahead and dive right in here to see what Magoo and Judge Simpson get into today.
And
Thank you.
so I will not ask you to acknowledge. I will presume that you do indeed understand everything that I've said. Now, having said that, what are we doing with this case?
I'd like to move for evidentiary hearing or
You wish to have a preliminary examination?
preliminary examination. Yes, sir.
Would the people have their witnesses available the second?
We can try, Your Honor, but before moving toward that, would the court be willing to make its inquiries about discovery? I am aware of the defendant having filed a writ of mandamus with the Court of Appeals of the state of Michigan.
Yes.
That was subsequently dismissed without prejudice by the Court of Appeals.
Correct.
Contained within that, though, there are allegations that my office has violated its Brady obligations and has not provided sufficient discovery. So I'm not sure if we're ready to move forward to preliminary exam. The defendant is saying that he doesn't have all of the discovery. That is the concern of the court. The record I feel compelled to make at this time, though, is that the people have provided, I do believe, complete discovery to the defendant, and I believe that some of the representations that were made in this writ of mandamus that has been dismissed appear to allege that things that have already been denied by this court should be produced. Furthermore, the defendant filed a motion with no notice of hearing attached to it. So there's an outstanding motion in this case as well, no hearing date scheduled. So I'm hoping that we can sort of reconcile both of those things as whether or not discovery is complete, the defendant's prepared to move forward, and if he ever intends to file a notice of hearing to go along with the motion that I received in this case on 11/22.
Mr. Magoo, your response?
My response is that I thought this was the hearing that we were setting for the motion. So if I have to set a motion for a notice of hearing for that motion, I will do that today, Your Honor, promptly.
What about discovery?
I'm ready to move forward on my what I meant by my discovery comment was that there's still no exculpatory evidence as far as that I did anything wrong as far as anything that they've submitted. So if it was improper for the wording, Your Honor, I apologize, but my ultimate goal is have the prosecution present their evidence against me.
I'm going to indicate discovery is complete because I don't know what you're saying. because what you just said regarding discovery didn't make any sense. As it regards the motion, we will hear the motion or the motion will be heard on date of exam.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Deal with it at that point in time. So the people would have their witnesses available on the second.
We could try for the second, Your Honor.
Preliminary examination in person, January 2nd, 2025, 12.
Yeah.
12 noon, that is before me.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And continue.
This guy is a perfect example of why you need to get legal representation. And not only that, but this guy here is so smug and he tries to outsmart this judge somehow, which I don't really know why he thought this would be a good idea. If anybody has a comment to let me know why this guy is so crazy or irrational, let me know in the comments. But this dude kind of comes off as like a sovereign citizen in my eyes. I've covered a few sovereign citizens on my channel, and they always seem to have this kind of smug, like over the top, like authoritarian kind of tone against the judge. And they just think that they are better than them. And it's just complete craziness to me. I mean, this guy, he's in a case for assaulting a police officer. And not only that, he also lost custody of his kid due to that fact. And you don't just randomly lose custody because of that. I mean, that's a very, very serious allegation, and this should not be taken lightly. I mean, this guy is just acting like this is another day in the park, like he's just walking up into court being like, oh, I didn't do it, I didn't do this. But obviously, you're going to need some legal representation. This guy is making the judge absolutely hate his guts, and I think everybody watching hates the Magooer. But this just goes to show that you really, really, really need legal representation. You see it far too often. I mean, I don't know if it's just the sovereign citizens that do this kind of stuff with representing themselves. I've just never seen anything good come out of representing yourself. I mean, it just seems like they are hurting themselves at the end of it. And not only that, but this guy here, he lost his kid, right? It just makes no sense. This guy is obviously mentally unstable or just a crazy person. And I honestly don't know how this guy had a kid and how he took care of a kid, because he just seems so immature. But yeah, that's going to wrap it up for my take here. I will be posting the other court hearing in January when that comes out. I think that'll be very, 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 very entertaining, and I cannot wait to watch that. But this was another clip from the Magooer here. If you guys enjoyed, I'd appreciate a like and subscribe. It really helps me out a ton. But that's going to wrap it up for my breakdown. Thank you guys so much for watching. And as always, take care.